Hello everyone, we are going to continue with haloalkanes and haloarenes. Today is our lecture 6. Last class we could complete the chemical properties of haloarenes, electrophilic substitution, nucleophilic substitution, reaction with metals so that organometallic compounds are formed, and upon reduction haloarenes they give benzene. So now we are left with polyhalogenated compounds. So we are going to discuss about polyhalogenated compounds, and normally from polyhalogenated compounds their important uses are asked during examination. So the first compound is CH2Cl2. As you all know, it is named as dichloromethane, and it can be prepared from halogenation of alkanes itself. It is used as a solvent for organic compounds. It is also used as paint remover, propellant in aerosols, metal cleaning, as well as finishing solvent. The next compound is, as you all know, its common name is chloroform, commercial as well, and its IUPAC name will be trichloromethane. And chloroform, this is also used as a solvent. Apart from that, its most important use is that it is used as an anesthetic, because when the vapors are inhaled, it causes unconsciousness. But nowadays, instead of using chloroform, there are certain other available anesthesia in market which are used because of its side effects. What is the side effect? When it is exposed in air, it forms a very poisonous gas, COCl2. Which gas it is? Phosgene. And this is a very poisonous gas, so therefore it has got side effect, but we can prevent the formation of phosgene gas. And how can we do that? For that, beforehand itself 1% ethanol is added in the solution of chloroform. So by doing that, what happens? 1% ethanolic solution is added, then it forms non-toxic diethyl carbonate. Okay. So this is a very important question. Question is asked that why do we add ethanol in the bottle of chloroform, or why it is prevented in dark colored bottles? Because to prevent it from air, the moment it is exposed to air, it forms a phosgene gas which is very poisonous, and when we add 1% ethanolic solution, then we get non-toxic diethyl carbonate. Apart from this, one important reaction is being given by chloroform, that is carbyl-amine reaction. However, we are going to study about this reaction in detail in amines and diazonium salts chapter. What happens actually, all 1-degree amines, whether they are aliphatic or aromatic, when treated with chloroform in presence of alcoholic potash, then offensive smelling isocyanide is formed. Okay, and this is a test which is given by all 1-degree amines, whether they are aliphatic or aromatic. So two important uses you can learn from here, that one, it is used as an anesthetic, and secondly, it undergoes carbyl-amine reaction. Apart from that, it is used as a solvent for the organic compounds as well. Now the next compound is iodoform. Okay. Iodoform, it is used as an antiseptic. Okay. In NCERT exercise, one of the questions is give 2 uses for the following polyhalogenated compounds. In that you can see dichloromethane, chloroform, iodoform and so on. And here specifically it is given that it is used as an antiseptic, and the important point is that its antiseptic behavior is not because of iodoform itself, rather it is due to liberation of iodine. So the important role which is being played over here is because of iodine. So how can you mention two uses over here? So one will be antiseptic and the second you can write in pharmaceuticals. Apart from that, iodoform will also undergo carbyl-amine reaction. Okay. And what is the difference here? Same major product will be same, isocyanide, but here instead of KCl you are going to get Ki because it is iodine here and rather it was chlorine. So after chloroform and iodoform, next we have carbon tetrachloride, CCl4. Tetrachloromethane will be the IUPAC name, and you can see that being non-polar in nature, since all the dipole moments get cancelled, so in this case mu will be equal to 0. So it is non-polar and therefore it is an excellent solvent for the non-polar organic compounds. Apart from that, this is used for the preparation of freons, for the preparation of chlorofluoro compounds of methane. Then it is also used in fire extinguisher under the name pyrene, very important. So it is used as a solvent, it is used for the preparation of freons by using Schwarz reaction and also used as fire extinguisher. Now the next is freon, and freon is the chlorofluorocarbon. Formula is, most common freon is freon 12, okay, which is used as a refrigerant, and its IUPAC name will be dichloro-difluoromethane, okay, and most common freon is freon 12, which is used as a refrigerant. And how do we prepare this dichloro-difluoromethane? By using Schwarz reaction. So in this case, SbF3, antimony trifluoride, plus carbon tetrachloride, and we get dichloro-difluoromethane, and SbCl3 will be liberated out. And this is the reaction, as you all know, Schwarz reaction, exchange of halides. Okay, so it is used for air conditioning, it is used as a refrigerant, it is used as a propellant as well. Next is DDT. Common name is dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, and I hope everybody knows that it is used as a powerful insecticide. And let's see the formula. So the next polyhalogenated compound is DDT, dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane. So first of all, you see the name dichloro-diphenyl trichloro, since 2 carbon atoms, ethane. What will be the IUPAC name of this compound? I'll do the numbering. Now you see 1, 1, 1. Trichloro. Then 2, 2 bis. Since complex substituent is there, then in bracket 4 chlorophenyl. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 chlorophenyl, and for 2 carbon atoms, ethane. Its IUPAC name is very important for MCQ questions, and its use, as I said, it's a powerful insecticide. But what is the drawback of DDT? It is non-biodegradable. Okay, So these are the important polyhalogenated compounds, my dear students. Apart from that, in class 11, if you remember, we had studied BHC, benzene hexachloride. So when benzene undergoes chlorination in presence of sunlight, actually it is an addition reaction, all the pi bonds are broken and the compound is this. Okay, so this is benzene hexachloride and this is nothing but gamexine, which is used as specially insecticide only. For killing ants we use gamexine, and its commercial names are Linden and 666 because carbon 6, hydrogen 6 and chlorine 6, and the IUPAC name will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexachlorocyclohexane. So these are the polyhalogenated compounds and you have to prepare their names, their IUPAC names and the uses of these polyhalogenated compounds. So today we have completed this lesson. After these 6 lectures, we started with introductory points, that is IUPAC nomenclature, classification on the basis of hybridization, alkyl, aryl, vinyl, allyl, vicinal, gem, dihalides, etc. Then primary, secondary, tertiary. Then we could discuss isomerism in alkyl and aryl halides. Then we started with methods of preparation, physical properties of haloalkanes as well as haloarenes. Emphasis must be given to the types of substitution, that is nucleophilic substitution, especially SN1 and SN2. The differences I have very categorically specified, my dear students, that SN1 first order, SN2 second order, SN1 the intermediate is carbocation, SN2 transition state is formed, SN2 Walden inversion is there, and here racemization is there. Here the product would be optically active, but in SN1 optically inactive. Their stereo mechanism as well. Then aryl halides, they undergo nucleophilic substitution at a slower rate. Why it is so? Because of resonance and partial double bond character. So learn all the properties, all the preparations, IUPAC names, isomerism, etc. And it's my humble request to each one of you that after revising and listening through all these lectures, definitely you would be able to complete the exercises as well as in-text questions. And what are the types of questions normally asked from the lesson? Type 1 will be that nomenclature, and that hardly comes for 1 mark, maximum 2 marks only. Second will be write the isomers for the following. So the second question will be based on isomers. Third will be the conceptual or reasoning questions. As I told you during the lesson itself, that suppose alkyl halides are polar yet insoluble in water due to absence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Aryl halides are less reactive due to resonance and partial double bond character, and so on. Why para isomers? They have higher melting point as compared to ortho and meta due to symmetry, so that they can easily fit into the crystal lattice. So that is the type 3, that is conceptual question. Next is conversions, and for conversions you have to be thorough with all the reactions whatever we could discuss so far. So whatever we have discussed, like suppose you are asked to convert benzene to biphenyl. So first of all benzene to chlorobenzene, then by using Fittig reaction, sodium in presence of dry ether 2 moles, you will get biphenyl. Benzene to phenol. So first of all you will convert benzene to chlorobenzene. Then upon reaction with NaOH, 623 Kelvin, 300 atmospheric pressure, sodium phenoxide, upon acidification phenol. Name of the process is Dow's process. And I can assure you, the moment you are thorough with all the reactions, definitely you can solve all the questions which is being given in exercises. And then fill in the blanks, fill up. or what happens when, and so on. So my dear students, you prepare all this, and in case any doubt is there, personally you can text me, or in our next lecture I will try to discuss about those doubts. Thank you very much.